All right, let's move on to 11.3 in chapter 11 called differentiation, and 11.3 is called the derivative as a rate of change. We're doing the first problem, which is number 9. Income education. Sociologists studied the relation between income and number of years of education for members of a particular urban group. They found that a person with X years of education, so X represents the years of education. Let me write that down. X equals years of education. It's always good to account for what everything means in these word problems. So they found that a person with X years of education before seeking regular employment can expect to receive an average yearly income of Y dollars per year. So Y equals average yearly income in dollars. And the relationship between the years of education and the yearly income is represented by the function y equals 5x raised to the 5 halves plus 5,900, where x is greater than or equal to 4 years and less than or equal to 16 years. So this is what we have to do. We have to find the rate of change of income with respect to number of years of education, and then we evaluate the expression when x equals 9. So what this section of the chapter basically did is establish the fact that a derivative can be looked at as a rate of change. And so you just need to take the derivative of this function with respect to x. So we're going to have the first term, we have 5 times 5 halves times x raised to the 5 halves minus 1. So let's just make it into 2 halves in order to have the common denominator here, so we can easily work out this exponent, plus the derivative of 5,900, which is a constant. The derivative of a constant is 0. So y prime equals 25 halves x raised to the 3 halves power. So the instantaneous rate of change, or just a simpler way of saying it is just a rate of change of yearly income with respect to years of education, is represented by this function here. And so we're supposed to evaluate the expression when x equals 9. So now the notation for that is you do the y prime, and then you do a big line, and at the bottom you say x equals whatever value we're evaluating the derivative at, and that's going to be x equals 9. So we're going to have 25 halves times 9 raised to the 3 halves. Let me just plug that into the old calculator just to make life easier for myself. 25 halves times 9 raised to the 3 halves. So we get 337.5. So essentially it's saying that at the point where a person has 9 years of education, an increase in education of 1 year will raise one's income by $337.50 for a year. And that is it.